3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Rachel Ray here, and tonight, we are going to do another WIP N CHAT, and this time I will give you part 3 of my vacation vlog, kind of bloggy WIP N CHAT thing. If you haven't seen the other two and you want to get caught up, please check it out down below. I'll put the links in. But basically, I'm just catching everyone up on what I did over my vacation because it's the most interesting thing I've done. You might be asking some questions like, what is this? This diamond painting is from Tin Me Arts. It is called Witch's Black Cat on their website. It's listed as a 40 by 50 size, but it's really a 31 by 41 drill area. And tonight I'm going to be working on the bottom of the painting, and yes, I've opened a huge section, but to be honest with you, I have been finishing at least 2 of these parchment squares that I was using. So I was doing at least 2 of them at a time, and I just want to get it done. You know, it's the bottom of the painting. I'm ready to move on to another painting, and I'm just super excited to be this close to the end. So if you want to stick around and see me work on this painting, please do. If you do like the video, please don't forget to leave a like down below before you leave, and subscribe if you're new here. Hi all new people. Welcome. Let's readjust the angle and we'll get started. Perfect. Okay, we're ready. So tonight I'm going to be working from the right corner over to the left. I'm going to do one color at a time, and I mightn't get too far with all of the colors. I may not finish during this WIP N CHAT, but my plan is to finish this tonight because I do have other projects that I would love to get started, and I still want to participate in Drills and Chills, which, if you don't know what Drills and Chills is, it's a community event, and there's more information in the description of this video if you want to check it out. It's being run by 2 YouTube creators, Distracted by Diamonds and Tiny Worlds of Wonder, which both of them have amazing YouTube channels, so please check them out. But it's basically just a Halloween fall kind of themed event where we all kind of share what we're working on, and I think that's a really cool idea. I really do. The more the merrier. Do you know? It kind of makes us all feel like we're friends, and you know, we're all having a good time. So I'm chuffed that it's happening, because without it, I probably wouldn't be doing fall paintings, if you know what I mean. It's just not something that I would normally choose. So the next painting that you see from me won't necessarily be fall themed, but I still want to join in on the fun. So with that being said, I've been having a really great week, and I had a wonderful live last night. Today is Sunday, and this WIP N CHAT probably won't go up for a few days. I'd like to get back into the WIP N CHAT Wednesdays, like a lot of other YouTubers here, but I have been doing kind of WIP N CHAT Saturdays is more like it lately, but I really would like to join in with everybody and get it done on the same day, because then you know consistently, you know, which day you get what from who. But I digress. So today was a really nice restful day, and it was a sunny day, which is very strange. I honestly thought that today was going to be a miserable, rainy, wet, windy day like yesterday was. Yesterday was pretty awful, but it was kind of necessary. It was a bit dry around here, and for this area, we require a lot of rain. It's not great for mental health, but it certainly is good for the plants. So I woke up this morning to the bright sunshine going, what is happening right now? I thought it was supposed to be wicked wet and windy today, and was pleasantly surprised. So we went out and we went to the grocery store. We typically do our weekly shop at Aldi, and that lasts for about 2 weeks sometimes, but today we were just in and out. We didn't have the patience to bring a list and all of that. And I'm really proud of myself. I did not buy crafty stuff. They have recently been selling all kinds of DIY craft supplies in Aldi. And they had these, oh my God, they were so cute. I sent Mrs. Coffee a picture because it really reminded me of her, even though she doesn't do kigurumi, or not kigurumi. Oh my God, what is it called? It's the Japanese crochet of animals. Sorry, I'm brain farting. I cannot remember the name of it. But anyway, I don't know why it reminded me of her, but they had a turtle and jellyfish. And I was like, oh my God, I really want to buy it. But I know myself, and you know, I'm just not great at crochet. I'd love to be, but I really am not. So anyway, I saw that and thought of her. I was just like, I know you're not gonna like this, but I like this and I'm sorry. But anyhow, yeah, I'm kind of crazy sometimes. So where did we leave off last time? All I remember was that we kind of were talking about the plane trip. Did I get to the plane trip of how we got to Ottawa, or did I only just say, not Ottawa, Toronto? Oh my gosh, my brain. Guys, I'm gonna have to take a break or something. Today has just been a crazy day. Hang on one second and I will be right back. Right, okay, so sorry about that. So I just went ahead and double checked because I had so many ideas in my head of what I'd last left off on, and it was actually about, you know, Jessie and about meeting her on the Sunday before we left. And to be honest, like, so essentially, if this is the first time that you've come into one of my recent WIP N chats, hi Luna. I'll show you. Luna wants to say hello. Hi. What's going on? What do you want, pet? Excuse me for just a moment. I think she's hungry. Are you hungry? Yeah. Okay, so I think I have the idea of what this WIP N chat is going to be like tonight. Sunday nights. Anyhow, so we had planned to go to my friend's area of Toronto a few days before their wedding. And so the idea was we leave Monday afternoon and we arrive Monday evening in time for me to get to my friend's henna party, which is where they drew the henna, you know, on all of our hands. So the idea was we get into Toronto Airport at 6:30 at night, and the henna party was supposed to last until 8 o'clock, and there was food and beverages and lots of girls having fun, you know, like a hen party, basically. So here's the story. We got to the airport quite early, and my grandfather was like, are you sure you don't want to like call them and make sure that everything's okay? And I was like, no, everything's fine. It'll be fine. Like nothing ever happens. It's fine. And we get through security and we, you know, check up all our bags and all that stuff. And we had just enough time to get to our gate, which is just what I like, you know, not too much time, but enough time. And we're there and we start boarding and everything, and I'm all excited. I'm ready to go. I've got my cross stitching with me. I had begun to bobbinate my floss, which is, it sounds kind of dirty when I say it that way, bobbinate. But I was bobbinating at the airport and I was excited to get started cross stitching. And so yeah, I was just ready for a little bit of downtime on the plane. It was about 4 hours. So we're on the plane at this stage. I've got my cross stitching in my hand. I'm not really paying attention to the announcements, but I notice that we're on the runway for quite a while. And I was like, what in the world? Like, why aren't we moving? And eventually the captain comes on and he's like, so there has been a pretty bad weather event in LaGuardia, which is where our connection was. And so there aren't any planes landing in that airport right now. We don't have permission to take off or land. We're waiting for the schedule to be updated so that we know when we can leave. And I'm like, seriously? For real? So they're like, we're just going to sit here for 15 or so more minutes and we will keep you updated. And I was just like, you know what, whatever, it's fine. It's whatever. And I had the cross stitching. I had a movie on. It was fine. I really wasn't complaining. They came around with water at one stage. I was like, I need something stronger than water, but we're not going to get into that. But I started to worry a little bit because we had a connecting flight from LaGuardia to Toronto. And in Toronto, we had booked a rental car. So, you know, and it was for a certain time. And I was just like, oh my God, if we, you know, what happens if we don't get our rental car? You know, and of course, like the anxiety mind kind of like took over. So I was just thinking all these things that, you know, obviously things work themselves out and we kind of work ourselves up into a tizzy for no reason. Me every day. Not every day, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so I was just kind of like, all right, what do we do? What are we going to do? I am not going to spend the night in New Jersey. But the captain comes back on after another 20 minutes or so, and he's like, okay, we're going to turn around and we're going to go back to the, what is it called? The gate. We're going to refuel the plane, and we're not going to disembark. We're just going to refuel, and then by that point, we should be okay to go. And you know how long it takes to taxi back to the gate from the runway. It takes quite a while. So, you know, 30 minutes later, we are sitting in front of the gate and I saw a few people get off. And I was like, hang on a minute, we can leave? Like we can get off? And one of the attendants is like, yeah, it's federal law. Like we can't stop you from leaving the plane. It's your right. And I was like, what the hell? Like, okay, I'm sorry. I get it, but I don't get it because like the US, it has like the strictest laws on so many things, but they're all like worried about freedom. Honestly, like if the plane is just going to refuel and turn around again, why would you take the risk of getting off the plane and not being able to get back on the plane? I don't know. I don't understand. But anyway, whatever. Maybe people are more claustrophobic than me. I don't know. It doesn't matter. So we eventually were given the okay by the captain to disembark. And he was like, yeah, you guys have like an hour. Go get something to eat and drink, and we will be taking off very shortly. We will have all of the announcements go to all the restaurants and everything, so don't worry, but please come back here in an hour because we want to get there as bad as you do. And I was like, I missed my connection, so whatever. Not really thinking, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So we go and we have some lunch. And then, you know, I'm sitting there and like, I'm not drinking anything because I'm just worried because I'm supposed to be driving this rental car. So obviously I'm not going to be drinking. And, yeah, we're just kind of like waiting around, catching YouTube. And I didn't stitch it all because I was just worried that they were going to call us and I would have to like pick up everything really quickly. But in the end, we went back to the gate and I realized that it was going to take a little bit longer than they said. So it was more like an hour and 45 minutes or 2 hours, something near that we waited to get on the plane to go to LaGuardia after we had already been on the plane for like an hour on the runway, just sitting there. So, needless to say, it was a really, really long day. So we get to LaGuardia, more drama ensues. Basically, you know, we were that couple that was like running through the airport from one terminal to the next. We didn't need to run. Obviously, all of the flights in LaGuardia had been affected by this weather event, so all of the flights were delayed, meaning that our flight was delayed. It wasn't on time. So we didn't need to run. But because James and I have both worked in the airline, we have airline background, we know what to say. So when we arrived at the desk, we were just like, help. We know something is wrong with our ticket. We need you to open the coupons, blah, 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 you know, jargon and lingo and stuff. So they helped us. And I'm pretty sure that's why our luggage got to us, because we were scared that our luggage was going to be gone forever. And that's the last thing that we needed after all that shopping in Walmart. No, but seriously, it was hilarious. So we're in LaGuardia. We get our ticket fixed. They tell us 9:30 we'll be departing. So it's 9:30 now that we're going to be departing for Toronto. It's about an hour and some away. And they're just like, hang tight because we don't really know if it'll be 9:30. Just keep listening to the announcements for XYZ flight number. Like, cool, whatever. Thanks for your help. Bye. So we go, I know I'm saying so a lot. Sorry. We go to, they have all these really weird, like, it's like a restaurant, but it's not. It's just tables that have tablet computers. So each chair, like each table is for 2 people, and each placement has a tablet. So you can order whatever you want from the tablet. The problem is that it's so expensive, you guys. Oh my God. And they had them in Toronto as well. Toronto Pearson Airport. Horrible. I mean, it was like, I think it was something like $18 for and this is American dollars, $18 for a glass of wine. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And of course, they know that, like, you know, airports are like one of the most stressful places to be in the world for obvious reasons. But in that situation, when we landed, we were surrounded by people who were yelling and cussing and like going off on each other. And there were crowds of people hovering around the attendants and like the desks and everything. And I was just like, oh my God, they have no idea. Like, obviously, if you don't work in the industry, you mightn't really know what's happening behind the scenes. So of course you're going to be frustrated. And of course you're going to be mad if your flight gets canceled and then you have to go and find a hotel and everything. But this was like 10 times worse. So because it's a weather-related event and not a technical issue or a fault of the pilot or the crew or something, or the airline itself, it means that it's an act of God, which means that they are not responsible for giving you a hotel. Yeah. So basically, we're sitting there and like our flight gets delayed and it's like, oh, your flight is delayed until 10:10 and 10:30, 10:45, 11 o'clock. Like they kept pushing it and pushing it, pushing it. And I was like, James, our flight is going to get canceled. Like they're not going to have the opening for our flight. And I really started to get scared because like we didn't book any travel insurance, which is odd. I normally do book travel insurance for this reason, and I've never had to use it before, so I didn't bother this time, of course. But I definitely recommend it because if our flight had been canceled, which it wasn't, thank God, if it had been canceled, we would have had to pay out of pocket for a last minute hotel room in LaGuardia with everybody else whose flight had just been canceled. I'm not exaggerating here. There must have been like 200 people whose flights were canceled. So yeah, it was a bit stressful. Anyhow, our flight left at something like 11:30, somewhere around there. And we were just happy to be moving again. I was so glad that we were not stuck in a hotel room somewhere. So yeah, even just thinking about it, oh my gosh. So, and I was just happy because I was like, I just want to lay down and go to bed. But yes, it was about an hour, a little over an hour when we landed in Toronto. It was very quick getting through customs and everything because it was so late at night. But unfortunately, our rental car place was closed. And it just so happened that that was a holiday weekend. I think it was like Labor Day or something. Did not plan it that way, but they might have been closed early anyway because of the holiday. Not too sure. Excuse me while I take a sip. Thank you. So when we got out of the gate, we saw our friends. They were waiting for us. They must have been waiting there for like an hour. I was so sad to make them wait, for us because I was texting her and I was just like, I'm really sorry. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think we're going to have a car. I kept trying to ring the Enterprise at the airport, and this is before their scheduled closing time. I think I started calling them at around 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. And when we landed, when we got into the hotel or into the airport, it was 12:30. So they had just closed at midnight. And anyway, no one was available to give us a straight answer. And so Jacqueline, my friend, who the bride, she was like, well, you know what, if like you keep trying them and then I'm going to keep trying them. And if we don't get an answer, we'll pick you up. Lucky for me and James, they live really, really close to the airport. So it wasn't too difficult, but at the same time, it was late at night and she had just finished her bridal party and everything. And like the last thing that they really needed was to have to come and pick us up. You know what I mean? We are their guests. They shouldn't have had to do that. But of course, they're the kind of people that would. But if we had had some kind of forethought or something, maybe we could have gotten like cell phone SIM cards or something. But yeah, it was just all kind of kerfuffled from there forward because, I don't know, it just kind of like put us on the wrong foot. If we had arrived at 5:30 in the evening, we would have had plenty of energy. We would have been in good form, but it just didn't turn out that way. So anyway, my husband. So we are so grateful to see them pick us up, and they bring us to their condo and kind of drop us off in the guest room, and we are just so happy to see bed. I think we went up for a celebratory kind of whiskey and then went to bed, but anyway, you get the gist. So we woke up nice and late the next day, nice and rested. And I'm trying to think what we did, because I know that like one of my main goals was to figure out the car situation, because I had already paid, or no, I hadn't paid, but I had booked it, and like I was just worried that I'd have to pay some charges or something for not picking it up on time and all this stuff. And the guy was actually quite nice at the desk, and I explained the situation. I was just like, I'm really sorry, but like I didn't know what to do. I've never been in this situation before. And he seemed to understand, and you know, it was all good. I just booked it for the Friday and Saturday instead of the whole week, because I was like, I don't think we're going to need this car after all. Like, Toronto isn't, it's big, it's a really big place, but it's not really a place for driving. Like, there's plenty of public transportation, and as a tourist, that's perfectly fine with me. Maybe not for everybody, but definitely for me. I don't want to have to like be spending all my time looking for parking when I could just hop off a bus, you know what I mean? So in retrospect, I think the next time I do go to Toronto, I'm gonna definitely get a SIM card with like, you know, an allotment of mobile data or something, just so that I can easily find directions to go places. That was one of the hang-ups, is that we were constantly looking for Wi-Fi, and it's so disruptive, you know, like to your everyday. So I really did feel like I was in the dark ages. But anyhow, so I think we got there. We were like, oh yeah. So James wanted to go shopping, but I think we decided to wait to go shopping until the next day, which would have been Wednesday. So we took that day, Tuesday, to celebrate our, wedding anniversary. So 3 years on the 3rd of September, and we decided to go to the ROM, which is the Royal Ontario Museum. It was really nice, and it's huge. And I think I have a limit for museums these days. I think when I was younger, I could go in a museum and spend the entire day shuffling around and really spending a lot of time looking at each and every little thing. But now I'm just like, okay, I'm going to go look at the things that I'm drawn to. I'm going to circle like a hawk, and then I'm going to come back and find James. That was pretty much it. So there were some really, really fascinating things, but to be honest with you, my favorite part of the whole museum was actually the free thing. Go figure. It was the Native American, like, beading. Did I say American? I didn't mean it like that. The Native, what would you call them? Inuit population? I'm sorry. I'm so desperately in need of educating in that regard. But it was so fascinating just walking around and seeing. They had a lot of clothes. They had a lot of artifacts from, you know, really, really old stuff that was just beautiful to me. And I just kind of liked looking and poking around and seeing, you know, what was there. And they had a theater with some film and music, and that was fascinating. I really liked just sitting there and listening. And James is the kind of guy that'll like walk around and like read everything. He reads like every single placard. And I was just like, I can't. I just wanted to like look and absorb everything. Then they had, what else they have? They had dinosaurs and stuff, which is fun. Actually, we got our picture taken. It was hilarious. If I can remember, I'll put it in. In here, they had like what you call it, an interactive exhibit, which is great for kids. And they have the largest, what was it, the largest collection of, how do you say, my brain, I can't remember. They're the kind of dinosaurs that have the really long, like if this is their nose, they have like a sound, a channel. Their sinuses are very long. They have the largest collection of those types. I used to know a lot about dinosaurs, but I think I'm just having a day. Don't blame me, blame the wedding. Oh, and thank you guys if you were in my live yesterday. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your kindness and your understanding. I was hanging by a feather. But excuse me, let me just take another sip. So yeah, they had some pretty impressive dinosaurs. They had they also had a, what was the exhibit that was going on? There were two. So we basically bought the full package so that we could go wandering in every section. But we only kind of gave a half-hearted look at the last two things. One was like a famous painter from Brussels. Gosh, I'm having a hard time remembering. And then the last thing that we did was a sci-fi kind of, it was funny. It's the guy, the guitar player from Metallica's personal collection of sci-fi movie posters and other film memorabilia from basically B horror movies. Fantastic exhibit. Just great. I thought it was hilarious because like my cousin would have really liked that, but I just thought it was funny to see that in an actual museum. Like you would see that in someone's living room, but there was just so much of it. There were costumes and movie posters and just loads of print media that this guy has collected thanks to his wealth, I suppose, that it's, I don't know, I just found it kind of funny. But if that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. So that was fun. I tried to find something that was, you know, the native art and beading, but unfortunately they didn't have anything that I could take home with me from the gift shop. So I was kind of disappointed, but in the end I did pick up this beautiful crystal. It's I believe it's an amethyst with some, I can't even remember the name of the other crystals, but anyway, it's basically like this metal tree. I'll try to take a picture and put it in for you if I can remember. But I bought that for our anniversary. It's like a symbol of our love. They say that year 3 is beautiful, but also very, very, what's the word? Easily shattered. So the traditional wedding gift for year 3 is leather, because leather is strong but malleable. And the modern day gift for the 3rd year anniversary of a wedding is the crystal, because it's kind of, you know, it's beautiful, it's strong, but at the same time it's just one small bump away from, you know, possibly being damaged. And I think that our relationship is strong. I like to think that we are better together. I can't really imagine my life without him because he's my best friend and he knows me better than a lot of people. But he also treats me very kindly as well. So, one second. Right, so Luna has finished her dinner and she opened the door, so I didn't want you to have to listen to the podcast from the other room. So I went ahead and closed the door. Look how far we're getting, guys. We're almost finished with this color on this section. There's a part of me that's thinking maybe I was a little too ambitious. Maybe I should only do from the candlestick. But yeah, I don't know. What time is it now? It is 7:18. See, that's still pretty early. I don't know. What do you guys think? I can't hear you. No, but so that was that day. We had an amazing time. Afterwards as well, we went to a place called the Museum Tavern, which is right next door from the gift shop, like right across the street, rather. So you just walk right across the street and there it is. It's on the second floor and they serve the best cocktails that we had, in my opinion anyway, in all of Toronto. So that's good to know. Just looking for the dog. Okay. I'm scooting in a little bit because otherwise my back is going to kill me. So we had a few quick drinks there to celebrate, and they told us about a brewery we should go check out and that kind of thing. And we're like, that's cool, excellent. And then I think we had to then leave to go to dinner, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, and then we went to dinner with our friends, Jacqueline and Manny, and his dad, Manny's dad, and we had Korean food, and it was so delicious, you guys. We devoured it. Like, I think we ordered seconds and everything, and we got caught in the middle of a huge downpour, which is hilarious. So we kind of got stuck there for a little while, which was fine. And then they drove us back, and we went to bed. So Wednesday, I figured out the car situation, and James went shopping to get a shirt, a belt, and some shoes. Why he does this the day before the wedding, I don't know, but he did. Then he really is a procrastinator. I went with Jacqueline and Manny and got my henna done. So that was the beautiful artwork that was all over my hands. I have some pictures of when it was fresh, so I'll put them in here. It was such a cool experience. I'm pretty sure that I did at some stage when I was younger get henna done as, like, you know, one of those temporary tattoos in a theme park when I was young or something, you know. Like, I'm pretty sure that was the 90s, you know, like everybody was doing it back then. But this was really different. While she was doing it, her name is Aria, by the way, she, you know, we were talking about her getting her PhD and all this kind of stuff, and it's just really nice. It was way different, so much different than my I don't know, expectation of what was going to happen. So I did really enjoy that, and it took about, I want to say maybe 20 minutes, 10 minutes on each hand or so. And the hardest part was after it was done, I literally could not use my hands. I had to hold my hands like this, straight. You try holding your hands straight for like an hour. And as you can see, I still have some of it still on my hands. I didn't bother trying to get it off with anything. I just said, you know what, it's going to come off naturally itself. It's a great reminder as well about, you know, Jacqueline and Manny and their marriage, and such great memories, you guys, such great memories that I can barely tell them all in one of these videos. I will try. I'm going to take another drink. So I met Jacqueline when I was in Korea. She was really good friends with my coworker, but she did live in the same city as us, but she lived on the far end of the city. And so it was such a trek to like meet her that I'd actually meet her more often in the bigger city, Seoul. And she was always like a mother hen to all of us. And I really needed that in my life at that stage because I was a bit reckless. Like, I was a free bird. You know, I liked to go out and meet people, and I never really thought twice about anything, which is kind of dangerous. Don't do what I did, kids. But anyway, she was just really supportive. She was always there for me, and I knew that I could tell her anything and she wouldn't judge me or, you know, like she wouldn't turn her back on me. She's a fantastic friend, is what I'm trying to say. So the way this all came about was she was planning to bring her boyfriend, her new boyfriend, to Ireland with her. She wanted to come visit me and James. Well, James and I just happened to get married in September, which is, I think, the best month for visiting Ireland. And she was like, so can I bring a plus one? And I was like, yeah, of course you can. I didn't know you were dating someone. This is back in 2016, by the way. And she said, yeah, I've got a new boyfriend. And like when I sent her the invitation, I don't even know if they were dating at that stage. But anyway, I digress. I met Manny, her now husband, here in Ireland, and it was so cool. And he really treats her like a princess. I think he's class. Like, I think he's a really good guy. He's very loyal, dependent. He stands by his word. He's definitely a strong person. Someone you don't want to mess with, you know. He won't let you take advantage of him, if you know what I mean. But he's got a really soft heart. So he might look really tough on the outside and he might act really, really tough, but he's actually just like such a sweetheart. So I think they are really good for each other. I think they're perfect for each other. They've been together for 3 years, so I'm just chuffed that they're happy, they're together. Now they're married. They had 2 ceremonies for us. So the first ceremony was on Thursday, and that was the traditional Sikh wedding. So if you guys follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you might have seen the pictures from the weddings. The first one, we all wore traditional dress with permission, of course. We were asked to wear something that was traditional. So Jacqueline let me kind of raid her closet and I chose the green one, of course. She gave me a choice between red and blue or green. And I was like, green and gold. Yes, please. Yeah. And it was like, oh yes. And sorry, before the ceremony, the day before the ceremony, when I was going to get my henna done and everything, first thing in the morning, I mean, like 9 a.m., I went and got my nails done. I asked everybody on Instagram what style they thought that I should get. And to be honest with you, I think that the third style I posted, which is the blingy one, actually won out. But when I went to the nail salon, they were like, yeah, we can only do number 1. And I was like, okay. I could have gone somewhere else, I guess, but they didn't charge me too much. I liked my nails. I think I might do that again, like that style, that color. But anyway, thank you for helping me to decide what color I should do. So anyway, Thursday morning, we got up hella early. It was like 5:30 in the morning and we got up, got dressed. I had to go pick up the car. This is Friday, by the way. No, Thursday, sorry, Thursday. I had to pick up the car and we went, we came directly back to the condo because we thought that they were leaving, you know, immediately, but it turns out that everyone was a little bit behind, you know. We should have known. But unfortunately, that meant that we got no coffee and no breakfast that morning. So we were just kind of like, ugh, you know. Me without coffee is just not a pretty sight. So I was being an adult and like keeping it to myself, but I was pretty upset with myself that I didn't just stop really quickly to get a Timmy's. But anyway, we were waiting around for a little bit and then we hopped in cars and went to the first ceremony. So that was where was it again? Oh gosh, Bowmanville, I think. No, the other one. It's where all the Indians are. Anyway, you ask anyone from Toronto and they know where it is. So we get to the temple and oh my God, it was so beautiful. It was so gorgeous. We get there, we put on our headscarves, take off our shoes, go sit inside. They fed us breakfast first. We got to give all of our well wishes to the parents and everything before the ceremony started. And it was just so lovely. I mean, I didn't understand a word, but it didn't matter. It was the feeling, you know, and that's kind of how I feel about everything. I mean, I lived in Korea for 4 years. There was so much that was going on that I had no idea what was happening, but you get a general feeling from these things, you know. The human experience is the same no matter what, no matter how much money you have or no matter where in the world you live. We all kind of have the same experiences, more or less, you know, babies, weddings, death, it's all a part of life. So anyhow, it was enjoyable. Really loved the music and just seeing their love for each other. It was so cute. And also they looked like royalty. I mean, come on, like, oh my gosh, they looked fantastic. So yeah, that was that day. And honestly, after the ceremony, it was just lunch and then we were all free to go. So the plan was we all go back to the city. Some people were going to take a nap. Some people were going to go about their day or whatever. And a lot of us were going to meet up later out in Bowmanville. That's the place, for the other, you know, to set up for the other ceremony. So James and I were like, well, we're not tired, and we didn't get any coffee. So why don't we just go downtown and just try out this brewery that we found out about from the guys at Museum Tavern. So it was about 45 minutes on the bus and I should have known better. But we just wanted to kind of like stay out of everybody's hair, you know what I mean? And not be a bother to anybody, but I think we were always a bother to everybody to some degree because we just aren't from Canada, so we didn't know where to go or what to do. And people had to baby us a little bit. I'm really sorry to anybody who felt like they had to baby us. I don't know, if I'm out of my element, I'm just kind of like, help. That's just me. I will help anybody who feels that way about being an island, by the way. Just, I totally understand. Let's pick another color. I guess we'll do the black because it's like the easiest one to see, right? Yeah, why not? So, yeah, we go to this brewery and it was bad. It was really bad, you guys. It was so blah. It was so like modern, and I mean, I say modern, but it was just too bougie. It was very cold, and like the staff weren't as friendly as I had hoped they would be. You know, it was just not the right experience. So we had one drink and then we left. We came back to meet the bride and groom, and they were just like, let's go. And I think tension was pretty high that day. Like, they had just had their first ceremony and they should like be relaxing, but instead, I'm gonna put this piece of paper here actually, but instead they were like running around doing more errands and like trying to figure stuff out. And I was just like, guys, like, you shouldn't have to be doing this. Like, you should just leave it to us or leave it to your parents or something. Like, I don't know, Jacqueline is a bit of a control freak. Like, I know I can be that way too under pressure, but like, she was just really feeling the stress. And so we arrived. It took us an hour or so to drive to Bowmanville, and to, you know, we get there, we have all the truck is packed full of stuff that we need to decorate and everything. And basically, as soon as we arrive, James and I are like off looking around the place and meeting her friends and just being like, oh, cool, let's, you know, what do you want to do? Do you want to do the tables? Blah, blah. And then the woman who runs the place was just like, I think you're here too early. I don't think you should be doing this today. You're clearly stressed out. You're gonna have a panic attack if you try to do anything today. Today is Thursday. You're not getting married till Saturday. Why don't you come back tomorrow after you've had some time, some downtime, and just enjoy yourself today? And I think she was right, but like at that moment I was just like, could you not have said this to her like in advance? Because basically there were 3 or 4 couples who had driven from the city to help decorate the place. And we were just like, seriously, like, I don't know. It was 3 hours of our life that we couldn't get back. You know what I mean? But nobody talked about it. You know, no one, they didn't talk about it. We didn't bring it up, but I kind of felt like they were pretty upset about that. And I should have known from that moment that things were going to be kind of bad. So anyway, that was Thursday. Friday, Jacqueline said, you know, her family was going to help. She was going to go out there and her family was going to go out there. So we were free. And I was like, cool. Because we wanted to help with their wedding. They helped with our wedding. Like, Jacqueline was like seriously one of the most motivated, organized people who wasn't actually a part of my wedding party, but ended up being part of the wedding party, if you get me. Because we really need people like her, you know. I don't know many people like her. Most people I know are just like, you could live without it. And I tend to agree with them. But so I don't know how much help I would be, you know what I mean? So yeah, she went off to get everything sorted the way she wanted it for Saturday on Friday. And James and I, what did we do on Friday? I had to meet Lizzie on Friday, so that's kind of where I started my day. I think we went to the mall first. Yes, we went to the mall. I figured out where Timmy's was, the place that I was supposed to meet her, and then we went and got some lunch. And she had messaged me saying that she would be late, and I was like, that's cool, because we're all about being late. It's fine. That's very Irish. It's fine. So I'm eating my lunch, and then I get a message saying that she's there, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't want you to wait. So I scarfed my food and ran over to the Timmy's. That mall, you guys, Yorkdale Mall, is huge. I don't know if any of you watching have been there, but it's kind of, it reminds me of like this massive designer mall where you just gawk at stuff, you don't actually buy stuff. At least for me anyway. I'm not about that life. But So I'm like running through the mall. I get to Timmy's and I'm like, yay! Immediately recognize her. But yeah, it was such a great day. It was so great meeting her and like talking and chatting with her. And I talked all about that in the video that I made. Please check it out. She really spoiled me with some nice gifts, but I talked about meeting her and all that in that video. But I am glad that I did get the opportunity, the chance, and the time to sit down and chat with her and talk about all kinds of stuff. And it was really special because it felt like I was meeting somebody that I already knew. I wasn't really nervous, but like I don't know, because this is the thing about YouTube, right? Like I know that I know that my subscriber count has gone up quite a bit in the last few months, and I really appreciate that. I really do. I do, honestly. But I have to say that it's the same number of people who are watching my videos. It's the same people who come back, you know, week after week, month after month. It's always the same people who are here, who are commenting, who talk to me in lives and everything else. It's you guys. It's you right now, you who are listening. And you're the people that I care about. So, you know, that's why I do this, is because if I were to meet you one day in person, like I feel like I would know you and we would be friends. You know what I mean? And if you don't feel that way, then, you know, I don't know why you're here, but okay. But, you know, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's not about the number, you guys. Like, it's not. It really isn't. It's not. I don't know. Just recently, I've been feeling like for some people, it is a numbers game, and that it is, for them, it's all about their status and stuff. And for me, it's like completely opposite. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What are you supposed to do from here? I'm probably going to be still doing the same kind of stuff. So, you know, I don't know. But anyway, that's enough about that. I am so honored that I met Lizzie, and I'm so thankful for all the gifts she gave me. It was really not necessary, but thank you so much for that. I am starting her painting next. I can't wait. I honestly, like, I did not peek. I promise, I swear, I did not peek. I did not look. I do not know which one it is, and I need to know. It's huge, and I know that I have some things coming up soon that I need time for. I know that I have a few WIPs that are in progress right now, which is Pocahontas and Luna's custom, and my goofy unicorn from Victoria's Moon, but I'm really in no rush for that. Sorry, Victoria's Moon. You're probably not watching this though. The suspense is killing me. I need to know. So yeah, that's gonna be next. Anyway, I'm really getting off topic right now. So I met Lizzie, and it was lovely. I met her daughter. I met her daughter's friend. Class ladies. Really glad to meet them. After that, I went back. We went to, where did we go? Friday. Oh yes, because it started to rain. We went to Kensington Market. Kensington Market is a very interesting place. Basically it's like the hipster area of Toronto. That's what I kind of got from it anyway, is that if you are a 20-something and you want to buy secondhand clothing for a really expensive price, or if you like to smoke weed and you are very open about it, which, by the way, I mean, it's legal in Canada, so like it's not a big deal, but it was just so overly, it was like pushed hardcore in that section of Toronto. I don't know. I'm okay with it. I just thought it was kind of weird. I don't know how to feel about it because it's not legal here. And then, so we went to Kensington Market. We had a nice chilled out drink at this bar, and I don't remember the name of it, but like the girl there was so nice and gave us lots of recommendations for stuff to do. And, you know, it was raining and we were just kind of like blah. I think we were trying to like have a down day that day and like not party too hard. And I think we were supposed to meet our friend Steph as well. Was that Friday? Yeah, it was Friday and Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah. Hold on, I'm trying to bring it back. Yes, it was Friday and Sunday, because she said that she wasn't doing anything until she got off work. So she couldn't meet us until later on in the day. But then we went to a place on the east side. Oh, I can't remember the name of the first bar. Wait, I can. It was Rorschach. That was the name of it. Pretty cool brewery. I like that they had many different spaces. That night they were actually having a trivia night. So if you live in Toronto, check them out. It looked like a good time. They have an indoor, they have a downstairs and an upstairs bar. They also have a patio. Yeah, it was pretty cool. They do concerts as well. So really nice to see stuff like that. But they had really good beer as well. We had flights and everything, and they have delicious food. Oh my gosh, I should have just stayed and ate there, but I didn't listen. So we were there, we were checking out. We were hanging out and chatting and, you know, just shooting the, you know what. Then we moved on to another place. It was like this Japanese fusion place. That was good. Didn't really enjoy the beer as much at that place, but the food was delicious. We had like, I don't even remember. It was like raw beef, and oh gosh, what was the other thing? Something else. I have pictures. Maybe it'll bring back my memory. Editing Rachel to the rescue. And if I can even be bothered. Oh my gosh, this video is going to be so long. But yeah, we did that. We went to this other place, whose name I cannot remember. It just will not stick. It's not the beer. It's the medication. But yeah, so had a really great time with them on Friday night. Really good people again. And preparing for the wedding on Saturday. You guys. So I think this video is long enough. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back next week for the last installment of my vacation series, WIP N CHAT. I know that it's been going on for a long time and I'm really milking it at this stage, but you're going to want to hear all about the wedding. The wedding was great. It was basically me and a bunch of bikers late at night. Yeah. So you're gonna want to stick around and hear that story, because you're really not gonna believe it. But I have more pictures to share with you guys on that as well. I hope you all enjoy my WIP N chats. If you have suggestions for any kind of videos or anything in the future, please let me know in the comments below or in a message. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Rachel Ray Craft, or in the Crafters Anonymous with Rachel Ray, Mrs. Crochet and Coffee and Rachel Ray, that group on Facebook as well. I am there. Just tag me and I will eventually see it. I promise. Thank you so much for sticking around and enjoying the content on the channel. Like I said, if there's anything that I can do to improve, let me know. And maybe I'll take a suggestion of yours. I really do enjoy being here with you guys, and I want to make sure that you enjoy it too. So I hope you all have a fantastic week and happy drilling, happy drills and chills, and I will see you all very, very soon in my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.